Hi guys, Master Indigo here, and today we are gonna be talking about something completely different. This isn't really like the content I usually do, but I saw Ready Player One yesterday, and I just felt like talking about it, rambling about it, so I guess here we are. So if you haven't seen the movie, there's gonna be spoilers in this video. I don't know if this is going to be a full review or me just talking about it and not going basically anywhere. But anyway, let's start. So the whole premise of the movie is basically a VR game that basically everyone on the planet plays. In the future, was it 2035 or something like that, and the creator of the game died 5 years ago from present day and left an Easter egg, and if you find that Easter egg, you will gain control of the game and also get a shit ton of money. And one of the biggest problems is the Easter eggs. There's 3 Easter eggs you have to solve and be the first one to solve the third one, obviously, in order to gain the access to all of this. And the first Easter egg is part of this race. The racetrack and everything like that is amazing. The visuals of this movie are amazing. It looks stunning. I had a retro boner, if that's what you can call, the whole time, seeing familiar characters, all of that kind of good stuff. The world of the Oasis, the VR game they are playing, is amazing. I feel like that's the strongest part of the whole movie, and everything else kind of falls apart. I know that the movie is done after a book of the same name. I haven't read the book, so I don't know what is similar or what is different, but I'm sure that most of the parts of the movie are based on the book and not much has been changed. If I read correctly on Reddit, some of the Easter eggs are in different order and so on. But in the movie, the first Easter egg they are hunting is part of a racetrack which is supposedly impossible to play, and the actual thing you have to do in that track is just drive backwards, and that's how you solve it. In 5 years, nobody has tried to drive backwards in a video game that basically everyone on the planet plays? Yeah, no. Basically, if you die in this game, you will lose all of your money. Basically, think of this like Dark Souls. You have tons of souls with you. So if you die, you would basically lose all of your souls, money, anything you own, and that could be collected by others. So by driving backwards, there's a wall, so you would die if it wasn't a correct reason. But what you would do is, like, I don't know, don't have much stuff on you. I mean, I don't think there was even a bank on the game, so you would always be carrying all of your ownings with you. But you could buy in real life items with the game currency. Like the main character of the movie buys a VR suit thing so he can feel everything he feels in the game and so on. That's expensive, so you could possibly spend all of your in-game money and buy real life stuff that would hold its value even if you died in the game. So that way you could do like a risky run, so to say. You wouldn't have much money because you would be, I don't know, like super cheap or something. Just drive into the wall and test it. You would die if that wasn't the case, and you would lose everything, but you wouldn't have much, so it wouldn't be a big issue. And if you're in any way familiar with video games and Easter eggs, it doesn't take 5 years to solve something this simple. Yes, sometimes it might take 5 years to solve some Easter eggs, or even longer. People are still finding Easter eggs in older games than 5 years, but the Easter eggs in this video game, the Oasis in this movie, are quite simple. 100% would be the first time, maybe even the first race somebody would have tried driving backwards. No, it wouldn't have taken 5 years. There was nothing else you had to do. Just press the reverse and drive into a wall. Press the reverse until you are at the goal and receive the first key, one of the third you need to unlock the Easter egg. I don't know. That just felt super lazy. I don't know. I mean, the whole movie is, I think it's aimed at a little bit younger audience. It's not super serious. The whole theme of the movie is kind of aimed at kids, I feel like, but I still enjoyed it immensely. I'm sure there's tons of stuff that I missed because there's like hundreds and hundreds of characters from different video games, different movies, different TV series, Easter eggs all over the place. It would be impossible to see all of that on the first time, so there is I'm gonna see the movie, maybe not in theaters, but whenever it comes on Blu-ray, many times, just because I want to spot more Easter eggs the game has. Sorry, the movie has. Well, the Oasis, sorry. But the movie otherwise, as I already said, the Oasis is amazing, but everything else falls flat. The characters aren't really interesting, their story is kinda shit. Sometimes I can enjoy a movie even if it isn't a good movie. There's parts of this movie that are amazing, the world, and parts that aren't as good, the characters, their storyline anyways. I can enjoy something like this really much, even if it isn't like a perfect or a good movie. I don't know, would I classify this as a good movie or just an entertaining one? It's an entertaining movie for sure. So now that I spent like 5 minutes rambling about something so simple, let's move forward and talk about something else. The second Easter egg is that they need to find is part of this Shining movie. The whole mansion and things like that. That was so well done, it looks amazing. And it's kind of spooky at times. I don't get scared in movies usually, but there was a spooky atmosphere there. Anyways, moving into something different. Just like video games often, there is an avatar name, like mine is Master Indigo, and a real name. And in the video game, this guy is named, the main character is named Parzival, and his real name is Wade. And the bad guys hear his real name because the main character is in love with this other video game character, and he reveals his real name to this character, and now the bad guys know who this real Wade Watts character is, and this means that they're gonna kill him, but they are gonna kill him. And the main character, Wade Watts, doesn't live with his mother or father, they're both dead. He lives with his aunt and that aunt's boyfriend or something. But his gaming room is in a different place where he plays his games. So the bad guys go kill him and they think he killed them. But in reality, they only killed the aunt and his boyfriend. And that's supposedly a big turn for the character. But it isn't even mentioned one time after that. Not one single time. They are dead. So what? Alright, let's continue. That was like, dude, that guy raised you, and she's dead now. She dead. And what are you gonna do? I don't care. I never really liked her anyway. So the whole thing isn't really mentioned at all, which is, I feel like it's kind of weird, but whatever, it's a movie. Movies have flaws. So, as I've been saying, all of the Easter eggs basically were super simple. Getting access to the whole game and $500 million, was it? Would change the whole life. And basically the whole world, because the whole world lived in the VR game, the Oasis. So if you could do anything with that, it would change the world. Because you could control what people did and, well, everything. And because the real life money and the Oasis money were basically shared, you could do anything. The bad guys basically had slaves doing work for them in the game, paid them, had debts and everything like that. But most of that wasn't shown too much. I feel like this whole thing isn't well explained in 2 hours 15 minutes or whatever it lasted. The universe has so much to show. They showed the worst possible plotline they could. The evil guys in this movie are basically a big corporation, EA, that want to gain off the Oasis. So they hire tons and tons of guys to solve the riddles, Easter eggs for them. But they fail, and just one guy solves it by himself with help of 2 friends. 5 friends, 4 friends, whatever. And a big corporation with thousands and thousands working on the same thing. They don't solve it. I don't know. But they want the control of the Oasis so they can sell microtransactions. That's basically the point. In one point they show a screen. We can fill up as much as 80% of the screen with ads if we gain control. So the big corporation just wants to shove people's face full of ads. And it's revealed that the main character, the main bad guy, was once a trainee of the creator of the video game. And even back then he wanted a bronze membership, silver membership, gold membership and things like that if you paid more. He wanted the game to be pay to win. But still, the main corporation's big guy was stupid. He left his password on his chair and invited the good guy there, And the good guy saw that password, and the password was Bossman69. Really? Really? You are the biggest guy in basically the second biggest company in the world, and your password is Bossman69. And you leave that lying around. Alright, alright. Yeah, big guys can be stupid sometimes. That was a little bit on the face. But actually, I was pleasantly surprised with the movie. Even if the main plot line is kind of stupid and a little bit childish, aimed for childs, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. There's tons and tons of Easter eggs. And now that I've been rambling about things I didn't really enjoy that made the movie a little less enjoyable for me, I still say I enjoyed it a lot. And now I'm gonna be mentioning some Easter eggs that I spotted myself and enjoyed a lot, or had a huge grin on my face in the theater a lot. So basically, in the end, there's a big battle where basically everyone is fighting the bad guys in order to solve their last Easter egg. And there you can see so many characters, and it's all kinds of cool stuff. And the bad guy turns into a Mecha Godzilla, and that was amazing. They played a little bit of Godzilla theme. If you don't recognize Godzilla theme, if you don't know what it is, it totally fitted the soundtrack. It wasn't too obvious. It sounded really cool. I didn't really like the Mechagodzilla design too much. I love the old ones from the 90s and even the original. I'll have to see whenever the new American Godzilla comes out, if they are using Mechagodzilla, how that design will be. But I felt this was a little bit too much like a toy version of a Mechagodzilla instead of a metallic monster robot. It was alright, I more enjoyed the thing it was a Mechagodzilla instead of just how the Mechagodzilla looked. And the Mechagodzilla battles the Iron Giant, and the Iron Giant is like the Easter egg that's shown the most. I feel like that character is a big plot point. It's used a lot, shown throughout the film, and that's what I feel like is super weird. I think it's because obviously getting rights to so many characters is gonna be expensive and sometimes even impossible. So that's why some characters get so much more screen time and so on. But the Iron Giant was cool. It was cool. But one thing I'll have to mention, there's like characters from the Halo series, like a squad of them. I didn't count, was it 5 or... But anyways, there's tons of them, like 5 or 6 Halo characters in the Halo armors. And this isn't just shown once. They are just characters in the battle, but they're shown at least twice. Most of the other characters are only shown one time, and there's a little bit too much attention paid to these characters because they don't do anything. They're just like the others. They don't do anything, so why are you showing them multiple times? I don't know. Just a little picking. And I felt like the King Kong in the beginning looked a little bit weird. I don't know, was it the face or something felt a little bit off? Otherwise, I really liked the design of the whole racetrack in the beginning. That was like one of the best parts of the movie. Even if it was quite short, the racetrack was really cool. The biggest Easter egg, as I already said, was basically the whole Shining section and how that was so amazing. Even if you haven't seen The Shining, I feel like you will appreciate that scene a ton. One of the characters in the movie actually hadn't seen The Shining, so he was kind of out of the loop there and going for the kids and everything like that, but it was really cool. There's also a bike from Akira, the anime, the DeLorean. I think it was also modified with some lights from the Knight Rider, if I didn't see it wrong. Those were the two main characters, bike and the car, that were used. I also saw Freddy Krueger as well as Jason early in the film. Both were like dead in one shot, but they still. And I feel like I've already forgotten so many Easter eggs that I've seen or loved during the movie. And that's one of the good things. There's so much Easter eggs to see in this movie that will keep you coming back, not the overall storyline, which is basically just an adventure movie for 12-year-olds. It's alright. It's a fun family movie that older people will appreciate for different reasons, and that's the retro thing. You can see many things from your childhood, or even a little more recent things that you might recognize or not. There's things that are wrong with the movie, but it's an enjoyable experience. And as I've said multiple times already, I will see it again most likely not in the theaters, but on Blu-ray whenever that comes out, and I will try to spot some references. And overall, fun experience, even if the movie otherwise isn't super great. I'll give it a 7 out of, I don't know, something like that. It's a decent movie. It's really, really good looking. It has decent gags. Some things feel weird, some things feel rushed, some things make absolutely no sense, but I went into the theater with low expectations and I was actually pleasantly surprised. It's not perfect movie, not by far. It's enjoyable, but not something I will want to watch once a year. It's not a masterpiece or anything like that. It's a solid piece of entertainment. I think that's one way to describe it. Anyways, that's all I have to say. It took a while, but I might do this for other movies I see, even though it's not really gaming related or payday related as most of my channel is, but I'll do whatever I want. But anyways, I hope you guys are all having a good day. I'll see you next time. Master Indigo signing out.